Hello my peeps, this is Kat aka Kakibot, and today I have decided to take you on a good old-fashioned snack adventure. A snack venture, if you will. We are going to be talking about one of the most portable, one of the most energy-dense UK snacks, which is the humble sausage roll. Now these days, some sausage rolls are actually not as humble anymore because the sausage rolls we are going to be covering in this video range from the affordable £1.20 to the eye-watering £5. And I just want to say that if you are visiting anywhere in the UK and you are missing out on a sausage roll, then you're making a mistake. You are being a mere tourist. You are not being a citizen of the world. You are not being an enlightened traveler. So yeah, just do it right. Have a sausage roll. Have one in your life. If you don't like it, I'll respect it, but do not sleep on it. Have a sausage roll. Have some with us. Let's go. Okay, so we have to start with what I think a lot of people would call the gold standard for sausage rolls, which is the Greggs sausage roll. And I think if you're visiting the UK, you should have one, because it's kind of like if you lived your life without ever having a Big Mac or a can of Coke, like it's just one of those iconic pieces of edible items that you have to try at least once, even if you don't like it. But I do find like there's little to not like about it. It's, you know, it's pretty basic. It's about £1.20 right now. It comes out of the display kind of relatively warm, and it's kind of nice and golden brown. We actually asked for the browner one because it looked beautiful. Oh, it smells real good. This is, I would say, kind of a semi-mild sausage. It doesn't have too many like herbs or spices in it, so like you wouldn't offend a child with it, but it's definitely in a flavor and especially texture, that like that crunchiness and the warmth that is super satisfying. Now I am not really the connoisseur of sausage rolls here, and I mean I'm not sure if Simon is, but let's ask him about his opinion.
That's very comforting. It's tasty, quite basic, not really very spiced, but it is exactly what you'd expect from a very standard sausage roll. Nothing bad about it.
Yeah, everyone should have one in their life, right?
Yeah. If you've not had one, then you're missing a quintessential part of your bucket list.
Our second stop is more Bak House. This is an Edinburgh-based bakery which does have two outlets, or branches. Outlet seems weirdly kind of impersonal. Anyway, they do have two shops, one on Princess Street and one in Old Town next to the Tron Kirk. And I always thought that they were not from Scotland because there's a lot of Cornish pasty sort of representation in their window, but they also do sausage rolls, which is what we're making this video about, so we had to stop there. Now they have multiple types. The one that is more sort of close to this like bottom rank that we're trying to start at is the jumbo sausage roll, which is this one, and you can already tell it's a bunch bigger than the one from Greggs. I would say about like 40% larger. Smells really nice, but also quite mild, and it is £1.80. Better sausage, worse pastry, and that is only worse because I think that Greggs have really perfected the crunchiness and like the flakiness of the pastry. This is perfectly like delicious pastry, and the sausage is really nice, also very mild. I don't know, Greggs, they just know what they're doing. But we're also gonna try the fancy one, which is cheese and chutney. And black bits. There is a lot going on there, and it's all very good. You have the sweetness of the chutney and the savoriness of the cheese. and together with the sausage meat, the cheese and the pastry, it is a very rich experience. I think this one would be amazing if you were like super cold and just needed to get as much energy into you as possible in one 350 parcel. It is 350, so there's quite a big difference between the two. Like the meat has such a different texture, like it has the texture of actual meat. Wow. Wow. Do you want to try some?
Yeah, the meat is definitely better than at Greg's, but I see what you mean about the pastry. It's kind of surprising because like they asked if we wanted it to be heated up for them. And we said, yeah, absolutely. It doesn't have that kind of crisp, fresh quality. Maybe it's by reheating the pastry it softened it, I don't know. But
I think it's just a different type of pastry. I think it just doesn't have the layers.
That was pretty good. Honestly, like if someone gave that to me, I'd be very content. Not a bad sausage roll. Let's try the other one though. That's amazing. That's way better. There's a lot more going on. Much more the kind of traditional roll to it as well. Yeah, way tastier. Much more meaty. Flavour from the caramelization and the cheese is just, yes, oh yeah.
Yeah, just like a really nice meat grain, if that's a term.
It's twice as expensive and twice as good.
So we made it to Stockbridge for another category of sausage rolls, which is from like an actual meat shop / butcher shop. This is not like a traditional butcher shop, although you can absolutely get both pies and sausage rolls in butcher shops, and here in Stockbridge there's a couple that we could also recommend, but we excitedly decided to go to Superon instead because they are kind of like a butcher shop that specializes specifically in sausages, but they also have an amazing selection of pies, like super impressive. And on a good day, you might also find a saucy roll here. And we just walked by, they were just sitting here in the window smiling at us, and I'm so excited to try it. Also, banter, very good here, but this is about a sausage roll, so let's try. Oh my God.
The sun came out for that.
Ah. A single tear rolls down my cheek. This is so good. Will this be the best one of this video? We'll see by the end of it, but oh my God, strong contender. Am I covered in crumbs? It's so good. It's like, oh no, there is a very sad, like Cocker Spaniel looking at my sausage roll. There's like sweet pork taste. Not too spicy, but delicious kind of herby seasoning. But I would say that the pork, the flavor of the pork is the strongest sort of vibe in here. And delicious pastry as well. Try some.
Oh, that's excellent. That's really, really good. You're not getting this back, hon. Oh, beautifully seasoned. Oh, crispy. Pastry as well. Oh, that's so good. I'm not normally one to go for, what was it? Like a sage and nutmeggy kind of flavors, but that's just absolutely spectacular.
Okay, so I'm really excited to be here at the Meadows, where you can find the Max's Bakes gourmet sausage rolls in a little, again, Airstream van. Very stylish, right next to Upland Roast, who are known for the most photogenic Instagrammable hot chocolate. So you can kind of make it like a double feature, hot chocolate and a saucy roll. We are super happy because this has been for the longest time our favorite. This is the pork and fennel sausage roll. You can get it warm, which I think is quite an important part of the sausage roll experience. So that is some extra points already for Max, but let's double check if it's still so great. Yeah. Look at that. Look at the ratio. There's so much sausage and so little roll, which I personally really like. You can see that this is not the sort of like croissant-y, super fancy dough. I'm guessing this is some sort of like rough puff. But honestly, I don't even have a preference. I think for me, the ratio in this works really good. And the fennel, which, you know, if you're not sure what fennel tastes like, it's that kind of like slightly aniseedy flavor, which might not sound appealing to you, but it goes so well with the pork.
Oh my goodness. That is really, really good. You can see it's bursting at the seams. There's that much meat in this. Oh.
I also like that there's like bits of caraway on top.
I'm really enjoying this. I think this is a really excellent sausage roll. Really flavourful. It took a while for me to get used to to liking aniseedy flavours, but it's subtle in here. It's subtle, but it's present, and it's so good.
So we made it down to Leith to have our bougiest of sausage rolls. This is a pie dolly sausage roll. I think that they're here every 2 weeks or so. And we went a bit non-traditional. This one is the one with venison and chutney. I think it's fig chutney. I think venison takes that sort of like nice sweet sort of addition really well. It was, I think, £5, which really makes it a very, very bougie sausage roll. You can tell that this is like a proper puff pastry. Look at that lamination. And it smells delicious, but let's see, is it worth £5? So, because it's cold, that's like points down. I don't think they had like a little oven here today. So, maybe this is more of a bring it home and warm it up in your oven situation. However, despite lacking in the temperature department, the flavors are delicious. This is probably the most impressive pastry we've seen so far.
That's really good, but I'd say that's the most interesting, but not the most sausagey sausage roll. Because it's venison, it is a very different flavour from what you're expecting.
Lean, isn't it?
It is very lean. I think that the chutney that's in it brings a lot of moisture back into it, which wouldn't be there otherwise. But it's really nice. I'm really enjoying it. But it's not a sausage roll.
So we thought getting the venison would not quite appease the more knowledgeable of you, because again, the venison just kind of, it's not quite your usual filling for a sausage roll. So we also bought a second one, which is the chorizo and cheese. I know, again, chorizo obviously isn't like a classic filling for a sausage roll here in the UK, but when you get like a chorizo filling in a sausage roll, it tends to be very nice. So it smells very kind of peppery and smoky. Okay, so this one packs a lot of flavor. I think that the cheese, in my experience, to me adds a bit too much richness, because you already have like the buttery pastry and the fatty sausage, and then you add the cheese. But like the flavor is great, and I think that if this was hot or warm, it would feel a bit less rich. It would be a bit more kind of melted. It's like slightly spicy. It's definitely extremely flavorful, and again, pastry delicious.
Yeah, I agree with you. If this was warm, this would be really, really good. Very chorizo forward. It's not just chorizo, it's pork and chorizo, but it is nice. The cheese is unnecessary. It's very indulgent. It is very tasty, but I think they did actually offer regular sausage rolls on their menu as well, which in hindsight might have been a better choice for us, but we wanted to try something a bit different, see what the options were. We were recommended this place. Worth going to. The pastry is delicious.
And that, my friends, was our little taste test slash guide to where to find sausage rolls here in Edinburgh, ranging from budget to boujie. Obviously, we only covered 5 places and there are many more where you could get a really tasty sausage roll. I would love to hear about your favorite place, to pick up one of those down in the comment section. And of course, I am also curious, what do you think about the bougier sausage rolls? If you prefer the good old Greggs classic, or if you like to kind of explore interesting flavors and herbs in the posher versions of a sausage roll. I think my favorite, it's a really close one between the one from Superon and the one from the Meadows, from Max's Bakes. I think Max's Bakes to me is kind of like, that's my traditional favorite. Like if you ask me, that's the one I'm gonna give you. But Superon, when they do have sausage rolls, seems like they're really good. We only tried it this one time for this video, but I thought, to me, the Superon sausage roll was like the poshest, best version of the Greggs sausage roll. Both the sort of casing, the pastry and the actual sausage were delightful. It was warm and fresh and the person serving us was amazing. So I think a lot of points going that way also. Now, Simon, what was your favorite?
Oh, definitely the Superon one. Normally I would have said the one from the Meadows, but this time, my God, the Superon one was spectacular.
I think that the Meadows one is a bit more accessible because they are almost always there and it's the city centre. But if you are in Stockbridge, I think you should not be sleeping on Superon. And if you are not into sausage rolls, if maybe you watched this video and you were very open-minded and now you're getting to a point where you're thinking to yourself like, nah, you know what, I actually don't think I would like that, then at least stop by there and buy yourself a actual sausage. Also, I wanted to make a little note, which is that at some of these places you can absolutely get a vegan version of a sausage roll. I know that it's probably too late in this video to now tell you that this is actually a vegan-friendly foodie endeavor. A lot of these places are vegan-friendly and have sometimes even multiple choices for a vegan sausage roll. So, you know, don't dismiss it just yet, just because it has the word sausage in it. Sometimes sausage can just be beans. If there's anything else you'd like us to cover in this sort of like concept, in this sort of form, let us know in the comment section. We will be keeping our eyes peeled on all of your fun comments. In the meanwhile, before we start some sort of fun convo down there, you can always say hi to me on Instagram. KakiBot for my illustrations, KakiBlog for my photos, and just kind of general life in Edinburgh and perhaps tips on where to eat and what to do, events and such. And of course, even though this video was not that expensive to make, it was still somewhat expensive to make. It still cost us some money. And if you'd like to be one of the people who support us in making these videos and making visiting or living in Edinburgh sort of easier and more informed for you, then I recommend popping over onto Patreon. Don't worry, I'm not asking for your support for nothing. Patreon members, especially the ones from the $6 tier upward, do get at the very least a monthly bonus video. And of course, the higher you get in the tiers, the more goodies you are allowed to ask for. So yeah, I do recommend checking it out. This is the link. Go have a look. See, there's a whole bunch of bonus videos there already. So if you are joining now and you're just missing my face, you want to see more of me and Edinburgh and Simon, it's all on there. Okay, that is it for me. Sausage is good. Hopefully we are all team sausage in here in this community, and I shall see you soon. Bye.